This is a little clip here that I'm just trying to get out.
Okay, once again, Davey is helping me with my car here. We are replacing the intake manifold gaskets because there seems to be a leak, and I'm getting some really weird throttle effects when the oxygen gets mixed with the gas, and that's what the diagnosis at Chevy was. So once again, we are doing the work ourselves. We're wrenching. So anything in particular you want me to point out here, or we were still good?
These are the injector plugs, and they're plugged into the injectors.
Okay.
And there's 4 on this side, 4 on the other side.
These guys here.
Yeah.
So.
And then these are the evap, part of the evap system.
Okay.
I took off these.
Okay, go ahead. What was it?
This connector right here I have in my hand. It's a purple. See the purple in it? It goes right in the back of this little sensor right here.
Okay.
So just so we mark that. I think it's pretty obvious. It's kind of a short little guy.
And then I just took this screw off here.
Okay.
That's part of the harness. There you go.
So that comes out.
Oops.
So the nut for there, once you put that back on there.
Okay.
Then we don't have to worry about that.
Which is there.
So that's out of the way.
And I could probably unclip this. That would make things easier.
It looks like I can.
So
this one is to the throttle body, and it's a blue one.
Okay.
So blue one. And then this one right here
goes to the alternator.
Is the alternator. It has a little lock on the back here. There we go.
Okay.
So it's kind of an orange
Okay.
color. It goes in the alternator. Then you have another one down here. This blue one on the throttle body was a 4-pin connector. Then you got another one on the throttle body down here. And then so this one is a purple
one.
3-pin connector.
Okay, and that
goes to the throttle body also.
Okay.
So we remember that. And then our alternator, we can disconnect our battery because
you don't want to get shocked.
We don't want to get messed up here.
Right.
So let's do that.
So okay. Alright, we've been taking the injectors off. We're at the last one in the back. We just took the power brake pressure hose off on this end, so it was out of the way. And it goes right there. Okay. And getting back to this last injector.
Which is the pin.
There we go. And there's the little clip that holds it in.
Yeah, we just push it on that little guy. See how it opens it?
Yep.
So we got to put this back in like that.
And then that's set to go back in.
Okay, and those are all the injectors. This is the back one, second from the back, or third from the back, second and first.
And that matters what order they're in?
Well,
do they fire in a sequence, or?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
So.
Basically that hooks in there.
Okay, we're taking the fuel lines off.
One's return, one's inlet and outlet.
Okay.
So, and then that just basically these little
slides
hooks,
in there.
Yes, slides in here,
and it holds
and
it
then
tight.
that pushes over.
Right. All right, we managed to get those off the fuel lines with some special tools. There's some teeth in there that grab on to the lines that had to be pressed down. And Davey, of course, had these guys. They go around the hose that
You push the tabs back.
and you push the tabs back there, and it gets them off. They were on there pretty good though, and that's just some fuel coming out. So hopefully we'll be able to get this out of the way now, so we can get that last screw. All right, so we're ready to pull this thing out of here. We've taken off the throttle inlet to the throttle body there, and we took this hose out, which goes to
EGR.
The EGR.
High-speed motor.
Alright, here we go, folks. This is the gasket in question. And
they're pretty flat.
now, these are the new
See how they kind of stick up a little bit?
Yeah, there's a little bit of a
ridge.
A ridge there. Yeah.
See that?
So that could be letting a lot more air in
Than needed.
There's a lot of gunk in there too, and that's probably an indication of that failed gasket is letting that crap in there. Because these should be clean. All right, we pulled her out, and that is dirty.
Very dirty.
Probably clean all that up, and
Thing you don't want.
here's the beast.
Thing you don't want is you don't want any of that junk as we're cleaning go down inside there.
Right.
So what I like to do is get paper towels and stuff them in the holes.
Okay, and then
You're safe of stuff getting down in there. So these are the heads, and these are the intake to the heads, and these are the intake side of the heads.
okay, and then
where the gas goes in. See where it's clean like that?
Uh-huh.
When they sprayed the injector cleaner to clean those injectors, it also cleans that area, but doesn't clean any of this.
All right, we're cleaning the manifold out now. So it'll be all nice and clean when we put the new gaskets on. Here's the dirty gaskets. Got some carb clean here. Make these nice and...
Okay.
Now what about the insides? Do you have to worry about that or not really?
Not really.
Okay.
You okay? But you just want a nice. See all these little
Ridges.
Yeah. So you want to
Scrape that off. All right, so we cleaned and scraped all the gunk, and now we have the new gasket on this side. Look how pretty that is.
So pretty.
So yeah, it's a huge difference. You can really see how these ridges are sticking up, and on these,
Then you know it's going to seal.
no ridges. They're totally
Flat.
flat. And this is a 2001 Chevy,
So,
so that's about 9. You know, it's 9, coming up on 10 years old. So yeah, shouldn't have to do this again. And, I still see a little gunk here, and that's what we've been scraping off. Caring not to gouge, but just getting the extra gunk off there so we have a nice tight seal. Alright, so now we're going to clean the bottom part of the manifold here.
The intake
the
part.
intake.
Sign.
And we're sticking these towels in so none of the gunk gets down inside each of those ports.
So they're starting, you can see it, the first couple are starting to look a little cleaner there.
There you look. He's going to just finish up with one more can here, but it definitely looked better than before. And we'll be soon putting on the manifold. And hopefully this will stop his bucking and surging problem.
Okay, we finagled the manifold back in. It was a lot easier to do once we got this the throttle intake on. And now we need to find out if these screws here are set to a certain torque. So Dave is checking that out right now, and because you probably need to compress that gasket a certain amount. Alright, so we got the specs for the torque, and was it 3 pounds?
Yeah, for the first one. They do them in inch pounds, but we're converting because I don't have a smaller torque. Do you hear that?
I guess. It sounded more like you were still tightening it, but making a nice contact, and she'll be running like a kitten.